right, man. So they saying that Adrien Broner, excuse me, they saying that Adrien Broner, damn, my bad, is suffered some injuries when he got dropped. So they saying that he suffered a tooth. We talk about he lost teeth. We seen the teeth fall out, but also they said he had reveals elbow fracture and torn shoulder, lost to Blair Cobbs. But let me let y'all know something. And I want to push this real hard. Pause. About this situation, and I need y'all to understand something. Especially, I mean, this for everybody. You know, women, men, you know, of all ages. You know what I'm saying? When you stop using your motor skills, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just talking to old people, you know, move it or lose it. I used to tell my grandmother that because she never wanted to move. When you start losing, when you don't use your motor skills, you know, a lot of these brothers, they retire, or y'all could be in between jobs, or y'all could just have a good job, and you know, you go home, you get a job, you eat for the Keishas and the Beckys and all my good black women out there and all the good women out there. When you get into a routine where you're not doing physical function, you know, and as you get older, especially you know when you creeping into your upper 30s, you got to use your motor skills. The number one thing that tends to happen when somebody physically falls off is they stop being, the activity rate falls off. You have to be active. I know you work hours, you get tired, you feel like that's enough for motor skill. It's not, you know, and I tell every woman and every man this, you have to lift weights. Especially as you get older, that muscle mass or testosterone started to dip for men, women, some other things start to happen. You have to pick up the weights. You know, have to pick up the weights because you have to keep your lean muscle intact. You have to build it. You don't have to be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but you have to build it because once you stop doing things, you know what I'm saying? It may be even just, you know, a little strength conditioning program, get a couple weights, get a couple kettlebells at the crib, or go to the gym and do, you know, and work every body part. Pick a day. Most days I put two body parts a day. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, you don't have, you know, you have to use those, you have to keep that motion in the ocean, especially as you get older. Especially if you married, um, you have to continue to self improve, or your significant other is not going to revere you or be attracted to you. So you have to continue to self improve. And why I'm saying this about the Adrien Broner videos, because when you start to loot, when you don't use it, and you think you could just, you know, prime the lawnmower up that been sitting in your garage for 2 years because you got a new one, you ain't sell it, but not a new one messed up, or you didn't charge the battery on it, whatever, or you ain't got no gas in it, whatever it may be, that lawnmower ain't gonna start right up. You gotta do some things to change that to make that lawnmower good. And Adrien Broner thought he could take this time off, keep taking layoffs off, and it wasn't going to catch up with him. Trust me, all of a sudden you're going to find out when you get out, when you really out of shape and age is catching up with you at those ages, especially when you start to hit 40, when age, and you start falling, your ankle don't heal as fast, or now you done fractured your ankle, or your back start hurting at work. That's because you ain't stimulating the muscles. You got to stimulate the muscles. You got to stay in action. You got to stay in motion. Some people end up taking a liking to jogging, running, you know, but you gotta stay in motion. When you don't keep that body in motion and you don't stay active, you start suffering injuries. You start suffering injuries. In civilians' case, or regular people's case, the injuries end up being, you know, ankle here, a back injury here, a shoulder here. Before you know it, you injured from top to bottom. But it says Adrien Broner revealed he suffered an elbow fracture and torn shoulder in his 10 round unanimous decision defeat against French welterweight Blair Cobbs. He says, uh, Broner fan, former welterweight Adrien Broner said in an interview that he spoke to Adrien in the dressing room and thinks he broke his hand. He'll be going to the hospital. So they saying the hand too. He said elbows fractured, shoulder torn. I fought through it. See y'all soon, Adrien said on social media, revealing he fought Blair Cobbs' injuries. He said, quote, it was tough to watch. I wanted to see my boy come out the victory tonight, but, you know, he was, you know, out for a while. I think made the fight a lot harder than it was supposed to be. Well, Blair was out for 2 years, so come on. That was Andre Broner. I mean, Andre Broner, Andre Berto. Broner was probably not letting his hands go enough. I just left the dressing room. I think he broke his hand, so he's going to the hospital. That's the fight game. He said the person gave us tremendous fights a lot of years. Berto said. He said the last few years it's kind of been tough for him. Everybody knows he had a long span off. Of course, he's battling a lot of issues to come back. I was surprised that he was strong enough to go through a camp and come back and fight, said Berto. And then Berto know what he's talking about because you can't keep stopping and starting. When you focusing on your your profession, you can't keep stopping and starting. Let me say that you can't keep stopping and starting. You cannot keep stopping and starting. You got to keep the momentum rolling. Even more so, you should be more active, scientifically in your latter years than you are in your younger years, because your body needs that activity. The more sitting around you do when you older, that's when people start to die in retirement. When they in retirement, when they stop doing shit, when they just sitting at the house doing the same routine, you know, heart congestion, all that. When you eating that bullshit, so that's why a lot of people just choose to retire then and go back to work within the terms of their retirement agreement. That's why. So, but but nonetheless, for him, I just think that I just think for him, if you ain't gonna stay in shape, then stay out the game. That's what I would say. If you ain't gonna stay in shape, stay out the game. So that's what he got to figure out. If he ain't gonna stay in shape, stay out the game. Real spill. You know, but all those injuries is just due to inactivity and abusing itself outside the ring. If you ain't gonna be active, at least take care of yourself outside the ring and other avenues. That's what I say. At least take care of yourself in other avenues. But when you ain't planning for nothing, or you don't have no discipline, that's one thing that I feel like every man should have is discipline. You whatever you want to start off mastering. My whole first thing starting off mastering was um financial discipline, trying to save money. Still trying to master it. Probably never fully, but that's what I started. Hey, I want to start save money. Then once I started being okay doing that, then the next thing was sexual discipline. It's the next major thing. I had some subsidiaries and there's smaller things you want to get better at, but you always got to find things, set goals, and self improve. You don't want to be moving backwards. It's gonna happen. You're gonna take losses. That's just the game. Um, but like I said, Adrien Broner just don't have no discipline. He's probably one of them kids that they let everything slide in school. They gave him excuses. He was talented and funny. Shit gonna catch up with you. You know. But the injuries that he got, that's just the beginning. If he ain't gonna dedicate himself to the gym, it's a wrap. And he shouldn't fight again. If you come out there and disrespect yourself like this, where one of your trainers come out and say, they come out and was like, nah. They come out there and say, I'm just don't want nothing to do with this guy. There you have it. They come out there and say, we don't want nothing to do with this guy. So now that becomes a problem. So when people start saying that, well, we know what type of time you on. We know exactly what type of time you on. So, and like I said before, think about what I said as you start, even if you're 20 years old, 18, start those habits now of getting some type of strength conditioning program. Get into those habits right now. Trust and believe me, you won't be mad. Because especially when you find somebody that's for you. Don't think because I got a wife I can stop self-improving. No. Keep in shape. Keep in shape. That's what I would say. Keep setting new goals, and the way you stay in shape is you set new goals to challenge yourself. New strength goals, new conditioning goals. Maybe I want to start running marathons. Maybe just start to doing that. But soon as your body fall out of motion, you know what I'm saying? As soon as your body fall out of motion, it's pretty much a wrap. It's pretty much a wrap. You know, that's what I tell you. It's pretty much a wrap. And then this shit happened to the homie. That shit happened to the homie. So, um, uh, and a lot of these things for him is very unfortunate. But this is what happened when you don't have focus. This what happened when you don't have discipline. This would happen when I seen it growing up. He would get in trouble, and they would make excuses for him because he was talented, funny, and bright. You know, so this is why the parents you gotta nip the kids' issue in the bud. When they get in trouble, you gotta punish them. But hey, it is what it is. Appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Check out the Patreon. Um, Other than that, we everywhere within the link tree. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate everybody for supporting us. Peace.